Hey guys, it's Max. How's everyone doing? All right, we're going to have the video for the loaded dice spread of the day. I've been giving you guys loaded dice trades the past week or so, which is a trade similar to what Jay's doing in Alt-E. It's a four-legged option trade. That's a really interesting trade. Anyway, so here's today's trade in Apple. Okay, so you're selling the 220 put and you're buying the 210 put. At the same time, you're buying the 250 call and selling the 262.5 call. You're selling a put spread. This is bullish. To buy a call spread, that's bullish. This is kind of like a double bullish. Selling puts and buying calls, or this is definitely bullish. This is your profit and loss graph at expiration. You have limited loss. The most you can lose is about $900. The reason it's called the loaded dice spread is even if the stock moves down, you can still make money. Even though it's a bullish bet, Apple could drop 4%, 4.2%, and this trade still makes about 10%. Costs $900 to put this spread on. You get $94 immediately. Take your wife to dinner. You can't really go to dinner on $94, but whatever. Do two of these spreads and take her to Outback Steakhouse or something. These are nice trades. And then tomorrow, when Apple hits their earnings and has an outlier move up, you can cash this in for maybe. Well, let's look. Here's the profit and loss graph tomorrow. If Apple moves up 12%, this trade could be worth $896. So hopefully cash it in for more tomorrow. But in the meantime, the $94 is yours to spend, yours to keep. And the only way this trade loses money and that $94 has to come out of your pocket to go and pay for anything else is if Apple drops more than 4.8%. So this is like running a 100-yard dash and starting with a 50-yard head start. These are easy trades, and that's why I'm showing them to you guys. It's a great trade. They're great beginners trades. They're great retail trades. What Jay did on Alt-E is he did this strategy. He did it on top of having the shares, which is a fine way to do it also. If you have Apple shares, you could do the same thing as Jay. You could put this four-leg spread on, bring in an extra $94. And, if the stock goes up, it goes up. If it goes down, it goes down. You haven't done anything with your Apple shares. They aren't encumbered or anything by this spread. This spread is what's called an overlay. It just sits on top of the Apple shares. Doesn't hurt them at all. It just hopefully adds a little bit of money to your return. About $94. That's the idea. In any event, we'll see how this one does. We just want Apple, if they do miss earnings, not to drop more than 4 or 5%. Okay, so that's what we're rooting for. So now let me show you this. I've also have a bearish, but I wouldn't do this one. The bearish ones don't work out as well because of the difference in the way puts and calls are priced. But anyway, I'm just showing in theory, you could do the same theory again. You could sell a call spread and buy a put spread. You could do the whole thing for a credit, bring in $179, go to dinner with, right? That profit's yours. That's why I always emphasize go to dinner. It's your profit. It'll come right in your account. It's your money. You can do what you want. And then tomorrow, if you did this trade, tomorrow, as long as Apple wasn't up more than 2.9%. That, like I say, it's not as attractive to do this on a bearish bet. If we were bearish on Apple, we could put together a better trade. I just wanted to show you guys the theory of what you're doing. When the other way, we're selling a bull put spread to buy a bull bear spread. This way, we're selling a bear call spread to finance the purchase of a bull put spread. It's the same theory, and in either case, we're leaving a little bit of credit left over for us earning income. Okay, so don't do that one. I don't even think I'm going to publish that one. I'll publish it in case someone's bearish. There's worse ways to play bearish, though. I mean, it's not the worst way to play bearish if you're bearish in Apple. So I'll put both of those up there. Let's look. I wanted to show really quick, though. All right. Let's do this. Let's bring back up the bearish loaded dice. I wanted to show this. This right here is how you would have made a bearish play. It's a different way to make a bearish play. This is if you just short Apple. Okay. So if you do this one and you're wrong and Apple goes up, has a big move up, goes up 15%, you lose $3,200 and your loss is unlimited. So even though this is a way to bet on a bearish Apple earnings, I think this would be the worst way to do it. You have unlimited loss on the up. You have unlimited loss. This would be a bad way to do it, but I just wanted to show it to you guys to show you how powerful it is when you understand how to use options, because you don't have to short the stock. You could just buy a put, right? That would be a better way to do it. Well, yes and no. So here's what happens when you buy a put. When you buy a put, it costs $665, which is a lot of money. Let's see on expiration. Well, I'm trying to think what I was trying to insure on this one. Well, this is just an earnings trade. Yeah, so it's an earnings trade. So if we bought a put, here's what we do. Okay, so if we bought a put, we could buy a put for earnings too. It would cost $300, call it $400. It would cost $400. And if Apple moved up, we would lose $400. We wouldn't lose 4,000 like if we shorted the stock or whatever, but we lose 400. Okay. Well, if Apple didn't move anywhere, we'd lose 400. Okay. Well, if Apple moved down, but not down far enough, we could still lose money. Apple has to close further than 2% down for this put to pay off. Okay. So here is why I think that you're doing it with options is a better idea. Because Apple doesn't have to go down at all. In fact, Apple can go up and still make a profit. Apple can go down and make a profit. If Apple does go way down with the trade like this, you can make extra profit. But when you compare this to just buying a put, this is really powerful because this gives you an area where you're profitable. So let me show it this way. Right here, you need 226. So this gives you an area between 237 and 226 where you make a profit using the option strategy, where you don't make a profit the other way. Okay. And that's why they always that's why they talk about options being a sucker bet. This is a sucker bet. Look, your chances of winning is 33%, right? Look at my chance of winning if I do this bearish loaded dice spread, 73%. That's due in large part because I make money when it goes nowhere, even when it goes up a little bit. But if you do the option trade where you buy a put, even though this is better than shorting the stock, at least you don't have unlimited downsides. This is a decent way to do it, but I'm just showing you, learn how to trade options, learn how to sell options as well as buying options. You can find trades like this, or just watch my channel and I'll keep giving them to you. Okay, so I'm definitely going to post the bearish Apple trade and the bullish Apple trade. Okay, real quick, let's look at Exxon Mobile. Let's look at Exxon Mobile, and we'll see if there's a trade there. They have earnings before the bell in the morning. I don't know if they're going to be liquid enough, if their options are liquid enough. See, it's an 8-cent spread. I mean, it's pretty liquid. Let's just see here. Give me just 1 second. Add a buy call, and then we're going to add a sell call. Yeah, that's your formation. Maybe like something like this. Okay, let's see if this is an attractive play. That's not bad. We probably do something like that. I have a whole checklist of things to look for, and I have metrics on how to maximize these and pick the strikes that are the absolute best strikes. But just eyeballing it real quick, this looks decent. This looks decent. I'll put this on there in case there's any Exxon fanboys out there. I mean, $34 on $300 risk. It's about 10%. I like to always make 100 at least. It's not worth doing something if you don't make $100 to me. So do this 3 times, risk 1,000. All you want is Exxon not to drop more than 2.4%. Okay. Or this would be, if you're bullish on their Exxon and their earnings, this would be one way. This would be one way to do it. All right. So I'm going to save this. So now you have 3 loaded dice. You have a bullish loaded dice and a bearish loaded dice on Apple. Don't do the bearish one. I was just trying to, we were looking at that more as of a academic exercise. You can see there's not as much advantage in doing the bearish way as the bullish way. And we'll talk about why that is some other time. I just want to get this out so you guys can look at this trade and see if it fits your own account. See if any of the 3 fits your own account. But 1 in Exxon Mobile and 2 in Apple. Okay, we're going to save that. I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to post this video. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I appreciate you.